Oh, just perched myself up here. Right, welcome back to the channel. I want to take this video really to conclude my time with the Royal Alloy. They're not collecting it actually till Thursday, and it's Sunday today, so I've got another week to scoot around, which I'm definitely going to do. But with this video, I want to do some final thoughts on the scooter, and then I'll do an update on what Susan and I have been doing, and then finally I'll address some of the comments in the previous video, which were actually quite bizarre. I was going to say entertaining, but they didn't really make me laugh. They kind of made me annoyed, so I'm not going to say entertaining. Before we dive in, you might have noticed it was about 2.5 weeks since the last video to the uploading of this one. And the reason being is we went on holiday. Now people say for YouTube, you've got to upload consistently, you've got to have a video or 2 videos a week at least. And I just kind of needed some time off really from worrying about filming, editing, uploading and so on. Also for Suze, it's a really good idea to have some downtime to relax, helps her recover. And so just having a holiday in Tenerife was just a really, really nice idea. Now we could have filmed, we could have taken the camera and done motorcycle tour of Tenerife. But to be honest, I just wanted to have the time off, left the camera at home. And plus, everybody does that kind of content anyway, didn't see the value in doing it. We did, however, ride around on those little electric scooters. So you know where you have an app on your phone and you sort of unlock it and you ride to the shops and then ride to the beach and ride to pick up some water or whatnot. They're actually really fun. So I've kind of come around to ICE scooters, but also the little electric ones that you zip around on. Obviously in this country they've got a bit of a negative association with electric scooters because the little oiks riding around on them and that. In the right environment with nice people like who are going to be respectful in the right area and the space and everything, they're actually a really useful tool that helps people commute in an urban area with a low carbon footprint, and also they don't actually use a lot of lithium batteries. You don't have to mine a lot out of the ground to put batteries in this thing to make it run. So yeah, I've come round to scooters all round, I think, in the last few months. I'm now a convert to scooters. I could happily have one, and as many of you said in the comments, I would have one alongside a motorcycle. Whether I'd have the 125 or a 300, don't really know. I think I'd have to have a 125 and then ride it around just to see how they compared, whether the 125 is kind of enough power. Somebody made a good comment that this machine, this bike, I'm kind of careful not to call it a bike because half the people in the comments said, oh, don't call it a bike, it's a scooter. Whatever, it's a bike. This bike has got 27.5 horsepower and it weighs 145 kilos. So it's got more power to weight than the Bantam, which I thought was an interesting comment. Good observation. And yeah, it does actually feel quite nippy about town, and even on faster A roads does the scooter. Other things about it that I really like are the style, of course. I like the way it rides. Somebody put in the comments, does it handle? And I kind of thought, well, no, well, not really. Does it handle? Not like a Fireblade, no. But for the kind of riding you do on a scooter, then yeah, it handles fine. Just a weird comment. Maybe people compare the handling of scooters, I don't know. A couple of other things I got wrong. I said that the under-seat storage was an issue, and a lot of people said, you're missing the point, mate. On a retro-styled scooter like this, having under-seat storage is not a necessity, it's not really a requirement. And that's fine. I was kind of putting this in the same category as the Honda ADV 750, Yamaha X-Max or whatever, and that was kind of a ill-judged comparison. So under-seat storage, not that much of an issue. People said, oh, glove box, rack, so that's fine. I also called it a maxi scooter, which to my mind it's maxi because it's bigger than the 125, but people were saying, well, maxi is your sort of 750s, your 500cc plus. This isn't a maxi scooter, so again, hands up, that was a bit of an ill-judged comment. So as I said in the previous video, I would definitely have one of these scooters. I think style-wise, it knocks it out of the park. Somebody corrected me in the comments and said that these Royal Alloys are kind of looking more like a Series 3 Lambretta. I said Series 1. Okay, you're definitely the expert, not me. But whatever the case, these authentically, certainly look at this front aspect, they look like an old scooter. I think they look stunning. I think to meet this level of aesthetic appeal for a lowish price, you've got to be looking at BSA, Royal Enfield, Triumph, these kind of old school character-filled marques that have a low price, but also all the look you could want, all the sort of style, it just oozes it, and this bike certainly does. As far as the practicality, I already covered that. I would make it work on this bike. I would probably rather a small wheeled scooter looking like this than one of the bigger scooters that's got all the practicality in the world. It wouldn't suit my lifestyle right now, but I'm so chuffed I've kind of experienced scootering, and I will get back into it at some point. Well, a couple more comments which were a little bit bizarre, to be honest, and I've got to address them because I just thought they were just so strange. It's one guy, I think his name was Deltic Engine, didn't like the way the video was put together, nearly gave it a thumbs down. Why? Parking that close to the water made him cringe, and something could have gone very wrong. He followed it up actually with a second comment. Parking so close to the water was not smart. Taking it further and recording yourself nearly putting the back wheel on the water was next level irresponsible. Considering there are people out there that are willing to let someone else borrow a bike for review, it pays to be responsible when doing reviews. That was my scooter. I would not trust someone to review any other bikes. Find someone else who actually appears to care about something that doesn't belong to them. It's irresponsible, doesn't look good. Take responsibility for your actions and show you care. So I read this, I just thought, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? And I know I've got to try and put myself in this guy's shoes. And I think it is that he just has a very low comfort level with taking risks. And that's something which is different, right? Because there might be someone who would happily do a 60-foot jump on a motocross bike, or skydive, or go in a shark cage, or whatever it is. People are comfortable taking risks. I'm probably in the middle. I'm not going to do anything too stupid, but I'm very happy to climb up mountains and explore and try and do things in life. And you've got to remember that there's people in the world who wouldn't do anything that risks them. And I think that's a little bit sad, really, because you're not going to experience the world. You can never mold the world around you to be totally in cotton wool, to have no risk at all. You have to, if you want to see the world, you're going to have to expose yourself to some risk. And so this whole point you made about, oh, I wouldn't lend you the bike or whatever, well, sorry, but that's actually between me and the people that lend me the bike. People actually are probably less likely to lend you the bike if you say negative things about it rather than anything else. So that's one of the things that we focus on this channel, is we don't do whitewashed reviews that just say everything's brilliant and perfect. I try and focus on the things that I think would bug me, as well as the things that I like about any motorcycle. So you kind of missed the point a little bit there, saying people, if you did something, if I trashed this scooter but I got 1 million views and I got 200 people placing orders for it because of the exposure that video had, they would come and collect this thing totaled, and the people who lend you the stuff would still be happy. That's how YouTube works. The only reason people don't lend you stuff or worry is when you say the negative. So just have that as something to sort of take in to the guy who wrote this comment. Take responsibility, I mean, crazy. Right, this is another comment. Right, I'm going to read it out. My goodness, Sean, that scooter may look stylish, but you look about as stylish as, well, I don't know what. Honestly, take a leaf out of Freddie Dobbs' book and get smart and stuff. So I read this and I thought, it's kind of like constructive criticism, but it's kind of like insulting the way you look, which is a bit annoying. Number one, I wore the full motorcycle protective gear, which I would do because this thing goes 85 miles an hour. So although it looks cool, and I was taking it on fast A roads, so although it looks cool to wear jeans and like a comfortable beach shirt or whatever, I'm not going to change the way out of wearing safety protection just for a look. Number two, with Freddie, he's uniquely Freddie. Nobody will ever be able to copy him, although a lot of people do try. Nobody will be able to copy Freddie and do it as good as he does it. Freddie's just got style, he's got panache, he's got storytelling. He just does what he does really, really well. I did 10 years doing corporate presentations, dressing in a certain way to present some information. I'm not going to go back to that and dress for every video. Freddie is uniquely Freddie, okay? So people copy Freddie at their own peril. You'll never be as good as he is at doing what he does. So just do your own thing, swim in your own lane, just have your little blinkers on and just do what you're doing. And that's the way to win at YouTube. Not to see, oh, he's great, I'm going to copy him. It does not work. So I get what you're saying, but that's my answer to that comment. All right, guys, I'm going to end the video there. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to have a few more rides on this scoot. I just think it's brilliant. So yeah, let me know in the next one, and let me know what you thought, and I'll catch you in the next one.